would have been paupers. And so we can't go back. It's forward. It's forward. Former United States President George Bush, the elder George Bush said, you should never change horses in midstream. But if you have to, make sure you get on a horse that's headed in the same direction. You know that the UPP is not headed in the same direction that we are heading. They're a bunch of back people. Everything for them is back. We can't allow that to happen, comrades. We have worked too hard to bring this country to where we are, and we are not going back. I got a WhatsApp message last night. Look, these people are so desperate. I got a WhatsApp message last night from a lady in St. George constituency. And she said they came to her house and they told her that if we win, no, when we win, not Labour Party, no, the idiot on the other side. When we win, we're going to give everybody who voted for us $25,000. So I told the lady, well, if 4 votes in your house, what a big back, son. That's how desperate they are. Now, if I was running in that constituency on a UPP ticket, and my campaigners go out and tell anybody that foolishness, I would have fired all of them. So I asked the young lady, what did you do? She said, me just tell her, come out of my yard, me no idiot. And so they're going to come to you with a, look, they're good when they're in opposition, you know, they have all the plans. All the plans. But when they get in government, they don't know anything. We can't go back there, comrades and friends. Last night, I was unable to make this meeting because I had a church meeting. But I told Comrade Benjamin, last night I went and rendered to God the things that are God, but I'm going to render from tonight those things that are Gaston Brown and the Labour Party. I am dedicating, committing the next 22 days to ensure that the Labour Party is returned to power. And I'm asking you, comrades, to join with me. Go into the highways and byways. Go into the nooks and crannies and encourage everybody to come out and vote for Team Labour. So tonight, they kept telling us that they're ready. I can remember sitting in the Senate and those on the other side saying, call the election. Call the election. No, the PM called the election. They say bad-minded. I have never seen people so stupid. Now they're running around like chicken without head. But I'm telling us tonight, keep the faith. Keep the faith. The best is yet to come. I've heard some of you saying, I've heard it, that I did not get what I expect. Well, let me tell you, Rome wasn't built in a day. Even God the Almighty with all power did not create the world in one day. And I'm telling you, hold strain. Hold strain. The best is yet to come. Oh, I hear them saying. Just tonight I read an article in the Jamaica Observer. Well, you know, them no love Gaston. Talking about Gaston Brown have scandal over his head. I can't wait for the 22nd to personally write a letter to the editor of that Jamaica Observer. Can't wait. Let me tell us, just continue to hold on. The best is yet to come. On the night of March 21st, going into the morning of March 22nd, it's going to be a celebration. For me too, The Prime Minister couldn't do a better thing. The 20th will be my birthday. So on the 21st when I get, let me tell you something. I already have my apple cider ready. I already have my apple cider ready. So it's going to be a double celebration. So comrades, let's hold on. Let's hold on. Let's continue to support Team Labour. And for those of you from Rural West, it was just 30 votes the last time. Let me tell you, let's bang them by more than 300 this time. Let's show them that we're done with them. We're going to move right along. See, I have the good opportunity of chairing the meeting so we can chat plenty in between. Comrade Baptist, the chairman of the Rural West branch, are you around? Please come on stage. Yes, come on stage. We want you to say a few words tonight on behalf of the people of Rural West in support of your candidate, Senator the Honorable Londell Benjamin. Let's give a hand for Londell, man.
Good evening, comrades. Rural West. Rural West. Comrades, one and all, good evening. Tonight, it gives me great pleasure to say a few words on behalf of the St. John's Rural West constituency branch and our caretaker, Senator the Honorable Londell Benjamin. Comrades, we have a task at hand, and we are equal to the task. We have a great team in place. We are doing our canvassing. We are doing our groundwork. We are meeting our people. And I must say to you tonight, St. John's Rural West, from 1989 until 2014, have been under the UPP. Come around this time, St. John's Rural West is back in the hands of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Comrades, let us not be complacent. And this applies to all constituency. It's not over until it's over. We still have work to do. Most importantly, get your people out on election day. You cannot win without the votes. And this is very, very important. Comrades, on behalf of the Antigua and Barbuda St. John's Rural West branch, welcome to everyone, and let us have a good meeting tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Baptist. Again, I'm going to ask that the candidates who are here, please report on stage. Come on stage, please, so that we can have the meeting flowing. You know, comrades, one of the things that the UPP have been going around telling the people of this country is that the Labour Party did not give the people of this country at ease at the gasoline pump. And every day they come with the same foolishness. But I'm going to give you the facts tonight, because they're making it sound as though Antiguans are paying more for gasoline than the rest of the OECS. They're making it sound so. And not only gasoline, I mean petroleum products on a whole. Now, if people were having it so hard with gasoline, Mary Claire Hurst, Comrade Senator Mary Claire Hurst in the Senate the other day gave us a rundown of the amount of the number of cars that are being imported in this country. In the last 3.5 years, more cars were imported in this country than in the entire 10 years of the UPP. And you're telling me people have it hard? So let me tell you something. Gas in Antigua, and in Antigua is what? $12.50, right? Well, let me give you the other islands. And diesel is $12.20 or something like that. In St. Lucia, gasoline is $12.75. Isn't that more expensive than Antigua? Diesel is $12.51. More than here, even if it's a cent, a few cents. The 20-pound cylinder is $31.66. Only 44 cents cheaper than here. But hear this. The 100-pound is $193. And they're trying to tell us that Labour Party wicked in Antigua. In St. Vincent, gasoline is $13.40 a gallon. The 20-pound cylinder is $34.52. And the 100-pound is $167.62. In St. Kitts, gas is a little cheaper, $11.89. 60, 70 something cents cheaper than Antigua. Diesel is $11.72. In Grenada, gasoline is $14.89. Diesel is $14.07. A 20-pound cylinder is $40. And the 100-pound cylinder is $210. And they're trying to convince us that Labour Party wicked. In Dominica, gas is 1 cent lower than Antigua at $12.49. So when they come with you with a foolishness, tell them you have the facts. And this is what we are campaigning on. The things that we have done for Antigua and Barbuda. I want to talk to 2 minutes to the people of Five Islands. You have a wonderful edifice back here that the Labour Party government is determined to transform into a university. Now let me tell you, any community that has a university campus in it is bound to prosper. Lots of things will happen. You're going to start to see people in Five Islands building some little thing to rent. The busmen will start to prosper. It's a small village. Some of them make only a couple of trips a day. When you have students coming back and forth. But the UPP, they don't want to see nobody move up. They want to keep the people of this country backwards. But we are going to transform that into a university for the better of the people of Antigua and Barbuda. Almost secondary school. So the most they want you to have is a couple CXC. What they don't want Antigua people have letters behind their name, have degrees like a thermometer. But that's what Labour Party is about. Empowering the people. And the best way to empower a nation is through education. So we're going to move right along. We have in our presence here tonight one who has served the Antigua Labour Party and by extension the people of Antigua well for many years. He held many ministerial portfolios. He represented the constituency of St. John City East for many years. Tonight, comrades, I want to introduce to you a veteran. We know something about this fella? He don't reach the place where he never grow old. Every time I see Comrade Percival, he look like my grandmother would say, new. Comrade Percival, come and address the people for a few minutes. Let's welcome Comrade Percival.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chairman. Comrade Benjamin, other comrades on the platform, good evening. Let me make one correction to what the chairman said. I represented St. John's Rural North. rural North for 2 consecutive terms. And I want to thank you very much for the opportunity, my friends from rural North. Comrades, I want, before I start, for you to listen to a short program that I heard recently.
I'm looking at the list that we see so far. And of course, they say, who put up their hand? Being that the Bible says many are called. That's right. Chosen a few. That is. Because I'm saying, if the UPP win the election with the present slate that they have there right now, they're going to break a record in Antigua. The record, they're going to have the smallest cabinet in the history of Antigua politics. Because you know, you can look at the slate. Picture the billboard. Picture the billboard and watch the faces on the billboard. And you can say, okay, this one, I can put this one in this. Or this one, I can put this one there. And this one, I can put this one in this department. Or this one, I can put it in this ministry. And this one is in this ministry. Now close your eyes and see. No. The same thing applying now.
Comrades, I want you to understand clearly what the gentleman said. That gentleman does not support the Antiguan Labour Party. That's the serpent in the pit. And what serpent is saying, that when you look at the candidates for the UPP for this present election, that if the UPP wins the election, they would have the smallest cabinet ever. In other words, they have so few persons qualified to be ministers of government. Now, this is not what we are saying. This is what serpent is saying about the UPP. And comrades, I want you to spend some time examining all the candidates on the opposition side. Recently, somebody asked me, who's running here or who's running there? I really don't know. Because the persons who are running against our representatives are unknown to all of us. So, comrades, you have a responsibility for this election to understand that you have to vote the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Because you have to vote for persons who continue the progress that Antigua has experienced over the last 3 years and 8 months. You have to understand, comrades, that this is about your future and your children's future. And I'm very deeply concerned about it because I have a young man who is my responsibility. And I have to be sure that I am putting people in charge who can look about his future. And therefore, I urge all of you to be very mindful of that fact, that when you go to the polls to vote and you take your friends and your family with you, that you're doing Antigua an important service by electing the right person. And comrades, I want to elaborate just for a moment on a situation which I find very interesting. I have never heard anybody anywhere in the world criticizing the idea of providing proper education for its citizens. I can't understand it. Why would somebody criticize the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party government for insisting that we bring a campus of the University of the West Indies right here in Antigua? I can't understand it. That's never been done anywhere in the world before, where you criticize improving educational standards for your people. Something has to be wrong. Because, comrades, I remember when I served as the minister responsible for education. I know the difficulties we had in the ministry. And I must tell you that every student who travels from Antigua to go to university overseas, the government has to find $27,000 per year for what we call the economic cost for that student. $27,000 a year for the economic costs to maintain that student. And every year it costs the government or that student's parents $13,000 for tuition. And when you add the cost of travel back and forth to the university campus, and you travel and you cost the idea of having to pay your living expenses and your accommodation in whenever you go, You see how much money it costs for a student to travel from here to go to university overseas. And we're getting the opportunity to have our students stay right here and get a tertiary level education. And then you're hearing persons criticize that idea. Something has to be wrong. Something has to be wrong. Where you're going to criticize the idea of improving the educational standards of our children. And therefore, comrades, I want you to understand very carefully what this whole election is all about. The whole election is about what we can do for ourselves, and we don't care about anybody else. So I want you to understand very carefully that from now until the 21st of March, you have the responsibility to carry the message to every single person in the constituency. And be sure that everybody decides. They will not be sitting on the fence. They will not be depending on the other person to vote. That they will cast their own vote. It is very, very important. And comrades, I have never worked with Comrade Benjamin, your representative. But I have seen the way he behaves. I have seen his family attitude. I have seen the calmness in him. And I feel satisfied that I would like him to see him in our cabinet in Antigua and Barbuda. Because I am of the firm view, with the temperament I see him display from time to time, that he'll be a sobering mind in our cabinet. And these are the kind of people we need to lead Antigua and Barbuda forward. And therefore, I urge all of you, from this minute onwards, give him your full support and make sure that everybody that you meet, you make aware of the fact that they need to support the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party for this coming election. And comrade, on the night of the 21st, I want all of you to be aware that votes are being counted, because I know that Comrade Benjamin is going to bring the seat back to Labour. Thank you very much and good night.
Yes! We ready? A few months ago, I was at a function at the St. John's Seventh-day Adventist Church. And seated next to me was the leader of the UPP. And we're discussing politics.
Which one?
Harold. And he said to me that the UPP does not choose their candidates the way the Labour Party choose the candidates. He said it is left to the branch. And he said to me, if it was left to the executive, there are two candidates on their slate. So Comrade Percival, you're not wrong, you know. Two candidates on the slate that the executive would not select. So I said to him, I know who one is. And I called the name. I said, who is the next one? He said, me not tell you. But I know to get all information. One day in the Senate we had lunch and I asked another candidate, who is the other candidate that you really didn't want? No, it's the same one that say, I have to catch my thoughts. I wasn't prepared for tonight. So even them know. Even them know. Well, I'm going to tell you who the other one is. Because the other morning I went to the beach and I saw him drifting past me going down the place. They call him some kind of driftwood. So I went in the water and I take that up and dash that away. So Comrade Green, you don't have to worry about it. Comrades and friends, tell me tired. So I'm going to introduce our next speaker. He has served this country well in many capacities. I have worked very closely with him in the Football Association. And tonight, I want to introduce to you the man who will continue to represent St. Paul's. Comrades, help me to welcome the Honorable E.P. Chetgreen.
No man shall ever curse. I shall be first. I shall be first. Now it reached majority and gained popularity. Some of them claiming that is their own thing. Thank you, Comrade Chairman, Comrade General Secretary, other members of the executive of this glorious party, the Antigua and Barbuda Party, colleague candidates on the platform, and let me single out the man of the hour, Senator Londell Benjamin, a man who is on a mission, a man who has been set a task, and a man who knows that failure is not an option. I am delighted tonight to stand in this community and to speak to not only comrades here assembled, but to those watching this program or this public rally, this is streamed live, those who are following via the airwaves of ZDK Radio and Point FM, and of course the residents of Five Islands who are listening from the comfort of their homes. I greet you not only in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, but in the name of the Antigua and Barbuda Party, our leader Gaston Brown, and bring to you not only a message of hope, but I want to tonight, for the moments I have the platform, speak about the issues leading into general elections 2018, and citing solid reasons why this community, this constituency, has at this time no choice but Londell Benjamin and the ABLP. I want to start with the party's performance for the last 3.5 years, and to single out the work we have been doing in this community. We're building on the platform of VC Bird and Celeste Bird. From primary school to secondary school, we are now transitioning Antigua and Barbuda through this community with tertiary education. And I want to join Comrade Percival to make it very clear and pellucid, as our emeritus leader would say, that anybody who opposes the creation of a tertiary education institution in Antigua and Barbuda must be crazy. They're half crazy and the next half crazy. If you look at the other Caribbean countries with tertiary institutions, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, and Guyana, you will notice the level of development in those countries of their human capital. When we declare to Antigua and Barbuda to the world that in this small place we are on a mission of building an economic powerhouse, you can understand the value of tertiary education
in the mix. No longer will all those students have to flee or leave the shores to find education in Jamaica, Barbados, Guyana, North America, and Europe. Right here in Antigua and Barbuda, in what is easily the smallest community in the country, 5 islands, we will set up the first ever campus in the University of West Indies. And like I said, anybody who opposes that, they're half crazy and the next half crazy. Mad sick, head no good. Young people language. I want to also look at the question of the other elements of the economy that we're rolling out right here in this community. On the UPP, they hustled the sale of Royal Antiguan. And that hotel, 10 years almost, rested idle with little or no benefits to the country and its people. No employment opportunities. Nothing going to the treasury. On the Gaston Brown and Labour Party, in 3.5 short years, we've repositioned that hotel to become a gem within the hotel sector of this country. Tell them that I came from Liberta to tell them that anybody who opposes that is half crazy and the next half crazy. Because with the new Royalton Hotel, it means employment opportunities for Antiguans and Barbudans. It means that there will be revenues flowing into the government treasury, which will allow us to do more of the people's business through the expansion of that hotel plant. It means taxi drivers will find employment opportunities. It means the small vendors, the souvenir vendors will have additional opportunities for vending. I could go on and on to talk about the multiply effect of what we're doing here with the Royalton Hotel, right here in this community of 5 Islands. And you may say that the Royalton is the old Royal refurbished. And so Gaston Brown said, you know what? I ain't satisfied with that. I'm going to build a brand new hotel. A brand new hotel now comes alongside the Royalton to ensure additional employment for the people of this community. And let's not fool ourselves. The hotels will create employment for Antiguans in general. But in particular, the people of 5 Islands can start to wash out their pot. Because it's happening in their community. It's coming to them. You watch the advertisement. Coming to a movie theater next to you, or coming to something next to you, coming soon to a theater next to you. Good. It is that kind of coming soon that we talk of, because the Royalton Hotel will be open for the next hotel season. And so my question to the people of this community, what did Baldwin Spencer and the UPP do for you after 10 years in government and Baldwin Spencer 29 years in office? Londell Benjamin has only been appointed as senator. And while I tell you that these things are Gaston Brown Labour Party, the face of the Labour Party in this community is Londell Benjamin. So every single project that takes place in this community, Londell Benjamin must be given full and total credit for it happening. I like his calm. You know, I wondered for a while, you know, some years ago, London and I worked together and we had a little fallout. And I learned after the fallout because he was with them. And so he had to deal with me from that side. But one thing I know, and I tell you all the time, and the song says it, who God bless, no man curse. I live to see Londell Benjamin come on the same platform with me. Because he realized I was right and he was wrong. And so tonight, I am right and he's right, so we are all right. Even even while we had some strained relations, I had to tread cautiously. Because I was told by my seniors in the family that he's married to my family. Yes, yes. The good senator recognized beauty. The good senator recognized pedigree. But I must commend Lionel Benjamin, because for the 3.5 years that he has served this government and country and its people, he has been a steady performer. Not one known to shout, not one known to argue. Very steady. I watch him, for example, with the development at King George. Again, the UPP spoke about knuckle block, failed to play landowners, failed to do anything. And when Gaston Brown, the Prime Minister, said to me, Chet, you will go and anchor that project and get it done. He said to me additionally, make sure Lionel Benjamin is on your right hand. And I want to tell you that I take no special credit for the work at Knuckle Block, but instead I give all praise and shower all honor on Lionel Benjamin for anchoring that project for and on behalf of the community. I want to say to the people of rural West that on March 21st, 2018, you have a chance to end 29 years of failure. You have a chance to disconnect and disassociate with 10 years of UPP failure. You have an opportunity you have a chance to identify with someone who, though not yet elected, has delivered for you. Lionel Benjamin is a perfect fit for the mission and the vision of the Antigua and Barbuda Party. Lionel Benjamin is what is needed in this community to continue progress started by Gaston Brown and his administration. You saw the chairman call me a while ago, and I wondered, well, why is he calling me? What did I say wrong? Comrade Eisen Baptist called me and whispered in my ears and tell me, don't tell all you. But you know me, I ain't keep no secret. He tell me that the public meeting in Erlins for UPP was cancelled because nobody showed up. Comrade Baptist, I'm sorry. I can't keep that kind of information away from my people. DJ, then flop. Now, the heat has not yet been fully turned up. And they're already well turned on to the heat. You can imagine when March 21 come, what will happen? You can imagine when Comrade Samantha Marshall tell me earnings from meeting, what will happen? They flop. They flop. Comrades, I want you to understand the significance of that announcement. This is only day 2 officially of campaign 2018. And then don't flop. They plan big meeting in Erlins. They announce across the country big meeting. But I think I want to use the words of my opponent in St. Paul's to deal with this issue. While talking last election, Gifford reminded Antiguans and Barbudans that anybody that supports UPP, nah, no brain. Now, I don't know if you understand what that really means. Because it simply means that now Gifford has gone to support UPP. He now confirms a suspected position that he too has no brain. And so you understand why I don't waste much time with that. Let that keep drifting. But comrades, let's get back to the substance here. Because in 3.5 short years, we have transformed the economy of this country. We have put over 6,000 unemployed people back to work. We have changed the face and the ownership of West Indies Oil. When we came to office in 2014, ABLP could not get oil from West Indies Oil without a banker's draft. ABLP then owed West Indies Oil $90 million. Today, 3.5 years after, the people of this country are majority owners of the same West Indies Oil. When we came to office in 2014, June, pensioners could not get paid. Pensioners are sleeping under the roof or the step of Social Security because the case of who first might get a check. I am proud, and I'm sure every Antiguan and Barbudan, whether at home or in the diaspora, are proud to know that pensioners as of today have been paid their February benefits. When we came to office in June 2014, public servants could not get paid. In June 2014, and for the greater part of the term, 09 to 14, public servants could not get paid on time. I can say as a member of this government, a citizen of this country, on your behalf, without any fear of contradiction, that every public servant in this country has been paid in a timely fashion for the last 3.5 years. I could make further declarations. I could also tell you that for the month of February, public servants have been paid plus the increase. We are not no jokey government. We are not no back government. We are government of the people, for the people, and by the people, and we understand the meaning of that. And if you think you have seen the best, the back may soon come. When we came to office in June of 2014, Mount St. John could not provide medical attention for the people of this country. We remember the stories, the horror stories. I did my program beneath the surface, and I had calls on a daily basis recounting the experiences of Antiguans going to Mount St. John. It was then called a horror hole, a horror house. Today we can proudly declare as Antiguans and Barbudans that we have the best medical facility owned by any government in any country in the Eastern Caribbean. And those things, comrade, they did not happen by osmosis. They did not happen by gravity. They happened by a bunch of men and one woman sitting down in a place called the cabinet with the support of statutory corporations and you, the Antigua and Barbuda people. Together we made a difference. And so while I recount to you the achievements of 3.5 years, I am humbled to say that much praise, much credit, and all the thanks go to you, the people of Antigua and Barbuda. When we came to office, and you heard the Prime Minister recounted last night, he got a call early o'clock from the bank of last resort. We want your money, sir. Please bring our money, or where we have to blacklist your country. Poor Prime Minister, new on the job, wonder how we do this. But you know the Honorable Gaston Brown. He always tells the cabinet that every threat brings equal opportunities. And so when they call for the money, all he did was consult his cabinet and say, gentlemen, lady, we have had a call from the IMF. They say what is theirs, they want it, and we will give it to them. And we will ask the Antiguan people to work with us, to bear with us, to understand that whatever decision we take are in your interest. And so in the first year of government, in the first year, we didn't fix many roads because we paid the IMF. In the second year, we paid non IMF, so we're feeling good. We are now at a point where come June this year, we will have nothing, absolutely nothing, nada, nada for IMF. And you tell me that you don't understand that it is progress. And when we tell you we're building a powerhouse, do you understand that all of the decisions we've taken so far point in that direction? Well, the Prime Minister said last night, if the IMF only feel bad, call Gaston Brown tomorrow morning. They get every cent in one check, every cent. When we came to office, the banking sector in this country was all but destroyed. All you Antiguans and Barbudans who have a little change, all your big money in Abib, trembled for months as we resolved that problem. There are some who thought that we should go on public and make the whole thing into a big scene. But the Prime Minister always says to us, work hard, work smart. Some try to misinterpret and misrepresent the word smart. There's nothing wrong with being smart. You have to be smart to be head of the class. And so we buckled down. And led by the Prime Minister himself. I know he's humble, he don't like when I say so, but I must say so because it's true. Gaston Brown as a Prime Minister came at the right time for this country. Our problems were primarily financial and economic. And so he came at the right time with his training and his skill sets. As a cabinet, we all take credit for the work done in resolving the ABI issue. But I must tell you, because truth is the only thing that will set you free. That singularly, that charge was led by Gaston A. Brown. All of us in the cabinet who had limited knowledge of banking can now claim to be banking experts. Because he did not fix it by himself. He walked us through step by step so that any one of us in the cabinet could explain to the public and to the world the steps taken to resolve the ABI issue. I recall one day in the cabinet, the now deceased chair, what do you call him, the head of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Governor Dwight Venner came to the cabinet, and he had his own way of solving the issue. And part of that was, hey, just forget about ABI. That's failed. Who dare he challenge Gaston Brown in the cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda? I don't have to go to the details because as the saying goes, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Today the ABI Bank, carrying a different name, is part of what we were told last week in cabinet. Represents the strongest jurisdiction in the monetary union of the EC currency. The strongest of all of the states in the OECS is Antigua and Barbuda. We have more deposits than the others. The banks are liquid. The banks are strong. Had we yielded or folded to the recommendation or the thought or suggestion that we just send Abrib down the chute, there would be much weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. A lot of you would have lost your money. We are not that kind of government. We are a government that said of the people, for the people, and by the people. And we understand that being of the people means we must look out for your interest. That being for the people means that we have to doubly look out for your interest. And by the people means that you put us here, and therefore we have to look out for your interest. Comrades and friends, residents of Five Islands, citizens of Antigua and Barbuda, elections are upon us. The choice before us is one of continuing the progress and development of this country as seen for the last 3.5 years, or going back to failures of UPP. I heard Comrade Percival tonight talk about the frightening thought of a cabinet put together by UPP with the lineup of what they have. It is frightening when you think that people believe that politics is some kind of simplistic arrangement, that any Nari-Tari can be a politician and any Nari-Tari can do it. It does not work so. It is not true. It doesn't happen in another country, and so therefore it must not happen in Antigua and Barbuda. Politics is the science of life. It's about people's lives and people's livelihoods. And so therefore it can't be that anybody can become the Prime Minister. And worse yet, if when you have a chance in government, you prove a failure. If you fail once, it is thank you, bye. Full stop. Our population of over 100,000 people, we sure can find people who can do the job. For the last 10 years on the UPP, we did a search. 2004, 2009, we saw that they quite could manage. But the Antiguan spirit said, give it a chance again. Not to mention the shenanigans of the 09 elections. But by 2014, it was clear. It was pellucid. It was obvious. It was beyond doubt that the UPP could not manage the affairs of this country. And so the people of this country did what people in real countries do. Remove them. And so here we are on the cusp of an election, when we have a chance to once again evaluate, assess, and analyze the performance of the elected government. What do we see? What do we see? We see progress. We see development. We see a team assembled doing the people's business. When the hurricane decimated Barbuda and everybody thought that we throw our hands in the air, we did not do that. I want to help you recall those moments that right after the hurricane, unknown to most of us in the cabinet, the Prime Minister himself went to Barbuda. Today I was campaigning in St. Paul's, and a constituent of mine said to me, Chet, when I saw the Prime Minister go to Barbuda after the hurricane, I realized there goes a real leader. There goes a serious man. There goes a man who understands his job. and prepared to put his life and limb in danger to make sure the people are okay. Comrades, when the Prime Minister came in Barbuda, it was long before we had another storm bearing down on us. And everybody said, oh my, based on the trajectory, Barbuda done this time. And with all the roofs already gone from the previous hurricane, and there was limited shelter in Barbuda, as a caring government, we decided, no. This country is called Antigua and Barbuda, and anywhere find one, we'll find shelter for all. I want to remind us, that is the genesis of how Barbudans came to Antigua after the hurricane. As I recall that moment, I recall work with Comrade Asset Michael, Comrade Melford Nicholas, and Comrade Davin Joseph. We spoke to the Venezuelan airline captain. And he journeyed on the helicopter early that morning to test the conditions of a grass field, because you know Codrington Airport was done. And he came back and said to us, we will do. Vamos. And so we journeyed to Barbuda to ensure the evacuation of every Barbudan to a place of safety. I see people are trying to make mischief. People are trying to make all kinds of funny comments, suggestions and innuendos about what happened in Barbuda. But the decision to move Barbudans to Antigua was one, to protect life and limb. It represents a decision of a caring government. And I must say by extension, that when the Barbudans or brothers and sisters land in Antigua and Barbuda, every single Antiguan, barring none, opened our homes, our pocketbooks, and our lives to accommodate them. If ever the notion of one nation was in evidence, was then. And so I want to say to Barbudans, do not allow anybody now to destroy that bond that we have built over years, and more so since the hurricane. I want you to remain focused, Barbudans, that the mission of rebuilding Barbuda is very much alive and well within the Antigua Labour Party. I want to remind you that Comrade Prime Minister Gaston Brown has gone to Barbuda more than any other Prime Minister of this country. As a matter of fact, I want to suggest to Barbudans that Prime Minister Gaston Brown has been to Barbuda more times than the combined visits of all Prime Ministers before him. And I flagged the Barbuda issue because I'm hearing some suggestions that we could lose the Barbuda seat. Well, I know Barbudans. As a matter of fact, my colleague, Comrade Arthur Nims, calls me Barbuda in the cabinet. Because you know I had a little business there. And I still have business there. Barbudans, like Antiguans, understand kindness. Barbudans, like Antiguans, understand their own best interest. And so this chatter about losing seat in Barbuda, don't you think Barbudans understand that for the first time in a real way, Barbuda is set to be a part of the national development process? Don't you think Barbudans are waiting for the construction of hotels, for the airport to open up, and for the business to flow in that country? You think Barbudans feel any comfort, any delight in having a plane across the water every Friday morning to carry money? They want to be net contributors to the economic development of Antigua and Barbuda. I am convinced of that. I have more interaction with Barbuda than most in this crowd. And I can tell you, based on the interactions I have with them, especially the younger ones. One, they scoff at the notion that anybody gave them land. Some man named Codrington gave them land. You cannot give what is not yours. Full stop. The young ones, and Comrade Arthur Nibbs, we checked last week, it was 130 something people, I think he told me last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, in cabinet, have so far registered for the land arrangement where they will own the land in Barbuda. Just like us in Antigua, the young people of Barbuda understand the value of ownership. They want to be part of the movement of the ownership class of the station of Antigua and Barbuda. And so I'm convinced, I'm satisfied that based on the understanding of Barbudans about what they need to do in developing their own country and being a part of the national development effort, that come March 21st, 2018, Arthur Manor Shabazz Nibs will return to office. But let me end my presentation by coming right back to where we are. Back home here in rural West. And to once again call on every elector in this constituency, in every household, in every corner, in every street, to remember that what we're voting for here on the 21st of March is the continued progress of Antigua and Barbuda. What you're voting for here is the tested leadership of Lionel Benjamin, who continues, even from a position of being appointed senator, to deliver on the needs and expectations of the people of this community. I want to encourage, charge, beseech, implore, request the people of this constituency to be a part of this great national movement of 17 None. Do not be left out, people of rural West. Do not be left out when history is written and it is recorded that people in Antigua and Barbuda voted for progress and prosperity, that this constituency will be counted among those ranks. Finalmente, permíteme hablar un poco a los que hablan español. Porque aquí hay muchos de la comunidad hispana, los dominicanos. Ustedes saben que el Partido Laboral de Antigua y Barbuda es el partido que ya es el mejor de todo. Y ustedes también saben que en el senador Benjamín tenemos un hombre fuerte, sincero, honesto y capaz. Llegamos al 21 de marzo del año 2018. Estoy pidiendo que todos ustedes, los dominicanos, los que hablan español, ven allá a votar a senador Lionel Benjamín y el Partido Laboral de Antigua y Barbuda. Buenas noches. Dios te bendiga. Good night. God bless you.
The girl never wind up stop. We are the G's them in a bike up. We gonna party all night, all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show. Before we are done on the road, the girl never release the load. So let me see your hands up so. Everybody know put your hands up so. If you're ready for the road, then you bring them know. We're ready for the road.
We're ready. Yes. Yes. Comrade Green, Minister Green, please ensure that every night you come meeting, you're tired. Because if he tired and get answer tonight, you know something, comrades? I am not surprised that the meeting in Earl is cancelled. On my way home this afternoon, I pass a fellow in a blue shirt in Boland's campaigning. He won. He won. And I said to myself, even the Lone Ranger have an Indian friend Tonto and he has silver. He won campaigning. Let me tell you all something. When you watch the Western movie, you can't have two marshals running a tongue. Can't happen. There must be one marshal. And so let me tell you something tonight. I have had the privilege of working with the real marshal. And let me tell you something. I don't have to go down her long list of accomplishments. I am just going to mention one. The Second Chance program that the Honorable Samantha Marshall has put in place so that school dropouts, people who did not get to finish secondary school, can continue their education, is enough to earn her a second term. Hundreds of young persons have benefited from that program. I attended the last graduation ceremony for that program. And let me tell you, it was an afternoon that changed me. When I saw all those young persons, some of them society had written off, marching up to receive their CXC certificate. I am proud of this lady. And so tonight I'm calling on the people of St. Mary South. Her father started it years ago. And she's going to continue it. And so tonight, comrades, I am delighted to bring to Five Islands the Marshal.
back on the road again. And this time, we're taking all 17. We're not making no joke with them. Well, I see Comrade Chet don't tell y'all the secret. Well, I hear some of them say, 2 marshal in a tight race. What tight race? What tight race? Look, tell them only one real marshal, and it's Samantha Marshall. I will never dishonor our family name. But some marshals are like cream that rise to the top. And I'm the cream at the top. And let me tell you, let's talk a little about the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party performance as a government. In 2014, the Honorable Gaston Brown appointed me Minister of Social Transformation and Human Resource Development. And he gave me a partner in the ministry, Senator Londell Benjamin. When we went to that ministry, we found that the UPP had failed to pay attention to the needs of poor and vulnerable people in Antigua and Barbuda. So you know what we did? We sat down, assessed the ministry, and we said, we have got to make sure we reach our people, our poor people, our vulnerable people, and lift them up and give them a better life. So we came up with a few programs. One of the programs we came up with was a second chance program. Because when we looked at how Youth Affairs was acting at the time, they were looking for the elitists. Then I mean they think about poor people pick me, want to go university, want to get better jobs. And I said, Troy Allen, you come, you help me. I want to serve the poor people in Antigua and Barbuda. I want to make sure that they're given the fair opportunity of employment. I want to make sure that they're given a fair opportunity to go for higher education, not because they're poor. And that program has seen success beyond our imagination. You don't pay for the subjects. All you pay for are transportation for get to the class. And sometimes not even that. And we make sure that we pay for each student who is excelling in their subjects to take the CXC subjects. So when a government talks about empowering its people, that is an example of how you empower people. Then we looked at situations with children and the fact that we needed to make changes and make sure that we had a more responsive ministry when dealing with young children. UPP had legislation draft and sitting there on their desk for years. And then it came
And I went first thing and say, AG, we're going to Parliament to pass legislation to ensure we do not criminalize our youth and make sure our young people receive the help they need. You see, the truth is, in every society you have challenges. But if you ignore the challenges and you do not look at ways of addressing the issues, and we look at our young people and say, they're bad, they're no good, we as a society, as a nation, would have failed our people. I remember when I said publicly at a meeting that marijuana should be decriminalized to save our young people. Oh, they lash me. Oh, they cuss me. They say, oh, young people go start smoke up and down. You see everybody smoke up and down here tonight? Because the law passed now. You don't look at ways of creating criminals in society. You look at ways of empowering young people, giving them the help and support that they need, and ensuring that you build your people to become leaders, not for tomorrow, but for today. And if it's one thing that you're taught under the leadership of Gaston Brown, not afraid nothing. When you fight for the people, fight for the people. And if you honestly observe the leadership of Gaston Brown, you will appreciate, didn't care where you come from, didn't care who you be. If you come and disrespect Antigans and Barbudans, Gaston Brown, I can tell you, not you, not my government, not my people. And these are the things that the UPP, whether it be Baldwin Spencer, whether it be Papi Sholaval, them not tell nobody so. Them just say, yes, okay, no problem. But you see leadership. You see leadership. The leadership of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is first-class leadership. Look at that building over there. Imagine we have an opportunity now to have a first-class university here in Antigua and Barbuda. And Harold Papishaw Lovell and the rest of them talking about no. Okay, what is your option? What are you suggesting? You are saying that the people of Antigua and Barbuda are not deserving of university education? Well, I say, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, whether you're young, you're old, that university are going to open for you. We have mothers who work in the hotel industry, some in housekeeping, some in the kitchen. They have children. They have dreams and aspiration. They toil day and night to make sure food is on the table. Better opportunities given for their children. As my grandmother would say, some suck salt and drink water just to make sure the children get the best education. And UPP want to take that from you? They laugh at us when we say we're building an economic powerhouse. But they say, who laugh last, laugh best. And trust me, we are going to give them a good laugh. Let me tell you, they make noise when we talk about the amnesty program at APUA. Under UPP, we campaigned through the length and breadth of Antigua and Barbuda. There were homes where young people used their phone lights just to do their homework. Remember they said them a campaign too now, so they see it. They did nothing. They ignored it. And I remember Gaston Brown saying, comrades, this will be one of the first things we'll address. We can't afford to have people sleeping in the dark, studying in the dark. We got to make sure that we address the problem. And we brought in a policy that every now and then we would review the situation and grant amnesty to people who had electricity out for in excess of a number of months. Just pay the reconnection fee. And when we do it, they don't look at it about us caring for the people, not about election gimmick. Everything for them is election gimmick. The joke of it all. They said already. Every minute they're talking. Oh, this is what we would do if we were elected. And now that Gaston Brown tell them, put on your socks and your running shoes. We're going on the 21st of March. Them a cry foul. They cry so much foul. Because, you know, my good old cousin tell me, you know, I'm having a meeting. I said, where you having the meeting, cuz? I'm going to Erlings. Says, I'm winning this. I say, yes, cuz. Everybody is entitled to be a little imaginative. Meeting tonight? Anybody here meeting tonight in Erlings?
Then clap.
Let's come to Rural West. Rural West. Senator Londell Benjamin. Listen, I don't even know the man that Senator Benjamin run games. May I know he be? He sit in the Senate and people not up ask me, some man told who the man, I say, I can't remember. They say, but you were in the Senate with him. I say, oh yeah, true. You cannot deserve a better representative than Londell Benjamin. When you hear a man cares, when you hear a man cares, We're talking about Londell Benjamin. And let me tell you, I see him put on some moves the other night at the launch. And I say, what? Londell will show up for me. But Londell is out there. And let me tell you, he is going to bring the seat home to Labour come the 21st of March. And I look forward to serving again, this time with him in the cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda. Londell, have no fear. Have no fear. The people of Rural West, they know that you are a genuine leader and that you care for them. So I know, come the 21st of March, it will be Benjamin, Benjamin, Benjamin in the tail. Comrades, this is the big red. Mary Claire loves to say, you can see it, you can feel it, and somebody out there can taste it tonight. Comrades, have a wonderful night.
That was the Marshal. St. Mary South. Yes, yes. You know, comrades, when Minister Green was here, he told you about all that the Labour Party government has been doing in tourism. And then you hear the idiots on the other side talking about tourism has failed under Labour. Well, let me tell you something. I had a little stint in a hotel a few years ago, the Jolly Beach Resort. Jolly Beach had over 400 rooms, and only about 50% were operational. Staff were getting paid late, all because of the UPP and what happened with the Abbey Bank. The Labour Party came to power and they gave the hotel to the Barrett Group to operate. And immediately the room stock had more than 70% available. And I'm telling you, I was there. Yes. And then the Labour Party decided, look, they're still not good enough. And so they gave it to Sunwing. And I'm telling you tonight, all 430-something rooms at Jolly Beach are operational. A week and a half ago, I called a friend down there to book for 2 friends of mine from the States who wanted 4 days. And my friend at Jolly Beach tell me, say, Fredo, we can't even take one message. Overbooked under the Labour Party. And so I'm telling you tonight, we can't go back. It's forward ever. backward never. But tonight, oh, every time I do this, I'm humbled. I'm going to introduce to you tonight somebody. Tonight, I'm going to keep it simple tonight. I just want to introduce to you tonight the best prime minister in the entire Caribbean. Prime Minister, the Honorable Gaston Brown.
In my interest, I am blessed. Yeah. Them flop. Them flop. Them flop. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed when I wake up in the mornings and I lay my head to rest. Every day of my life, I am blessed. Good. Hey. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Comrades, are you ready? Comrade Washi, are you ready? Of course we're ready, man. We're ready for them. 17 none in their skin. That is our target. We want to make sure that on March 21st, 2018, that we win every single seat in this country. All 16 on Antigua and the one on Barbuda. So, if those imbeciles on Barbuda believe that their efforts to undermine this country gonna stop us from winning Barbuda, I have news to them. I want to show you that Barbuda coming in. Barbuda is going to rock and come in. But tonight, we are here to bring in Rural West, to bring in Comrade Landell Benjamin and Rural West. And truth be told, Comrade Landell Benjamin was robbed of a victory at the last general elections. They took all their bribe money and they bought out the votes, and that is why Comrade Landell Benjamin lost by a mere 30 votes. You recall that during the John Ash saga in the U.S. court documents, it was revealed that the late Ambassador John Ash, on election day, brought in $27,000 in cash for the present representative or the outgoing representative, the Honorable Baldwin Spencer. And that is what he utilized along with other cash, other payments that he got from others, to defeat Comrade Landell Benjamin. But this time around, he gone Aguasa. And they bring in some
unknown entity to try and represent the people of this great constituency. I want to say to the people of Rural West tonight that you have an obligation to support Comrade Londell Benjamin, a man from the bowels of this community, someone who has served this community all his life, a professional accountant, a man of integrity. And I said to the people of Rural West that you'll seldom come across anyone with the strength of character and integrity of Comrade Londell Benjamin. Comrade Benjamin did not win the last general election, but he represented this community very well for the last 3.5 years. You will be aware that presently there is a housing project taking place in this constituency, in which we are building 135 homes, beautiful middle-income homes, to transition the ordinary working class people into the middle class. It is Londell Benjamin and the Labour Party that has presided over that housing project. You are the representative for 10 years who was Prime Minister, and he cannot point to a single home that he would have constructed in this community. In fact, he actually represented this community for 29 unbroken years. And he cannot, after 29 years, point to one single home that he would have built. I recall that leading up to the 2014 general elections, we said to you that we would have eliminated the night soil system and to assist the poor and the vulnerable to get proper indoor toilet facilities. Promise made, promise kept. The night soil system was eradicated. It may appear very simple, but it existed for 10 years under the UPP administration. And with a Prime Minister from this community who saw nothing, heard nothing, and did nothing. Knuckle Block, we are now constructing an indoor basketball facility. The best facility of that nature anywhere within the Eastern Caribbean. Let's hear it for Labour and Londell Benjamin, man. It is instructive that it was the Honorable Baldwin Spencer who came up with the idea of building the facility. But he had it in the pipe for 10 years. It took a Labour Party administration to take it out the pipe and to bring it to fruition. To the extent that later this year, that facility will be completed and the people of this community could boast one of the best indoor sporting facilities anywhere in the Caribbean. And you ought to know that the two individuals who presided over the construction of this facility are the Minister of Sport and the representative in waiting, Comrade Londell Benjamin. In addition, Comrade Benjamin has been instrumental in getting a number of individuals from this community employment. This constituency had one of the highest levels of unemployment within the country for decades. And I know that it is still relatively high. But I guarantee you that in this new term, that we will eliminate unemployment in this constituency. So it is back to work with Labour. Every single adult who is available to work in this community will get a job in the next term. So I ask you to continue to support this great institution. In fact, I believe that this is perhaps the first meeting that the Labour Party would have held in Five Islands for the last 20, 30 years. And the signal that we are sending to the people of Five Islands is that we are not leaving any community behind. So, if in the past you felt neglected, I want you to know that the Labour Party is an all-inclusive institution and that no one will be left behind, no community will be left behind, no village, no parish will be left behind. So tonight, we are here to let the people of Five Islands know that there's more to come. In fact, very shortly, you will be able to boast a university campus right here in Five Islands. And just to repeat how backward the members of the opposition are, including the present representative, they're arguing that the people of Five Islands would be better off having a secondary school here instead of a university. Now, I want the people of Five Islands to understand that this university, the proposed fourth landed campus of the University of the West Indies, will bring you enormous opportunities. The opportunity to educate yourselves further, to get a degree right within your doorsteps, within footsteps of where you live. That is the reality. There will be a significant amount of entrepreneurial opportunities. And already, I see someone is getting ready to live the dream. I see an apartment complex being constructed here, so that person has catch the vision and is getting ready to live the dream. In fact, and I understand supermarket too. That is the whole idea. Catch the vision and live the dream. In fact, my government has decided to purchase an additional 20 to 30 acres of land right here at Five Islands to provide additional opportunities for entrepreneurship for the people of Five Islands. So we will buy the land from private individuals and sell it back to you at a concessional rate for business development. That is one of the initiatives that we have planned for Five Islands, to the people of Five Islands. So you can be assured that there will be many opportunities, career opportunities. And when you educate yourselves, when you increase your skills, your educational competence, it means that you can earn more. You can have better careers. That is what we're doing. It is about empowering the people. And the benefits of the university will not be confined to the people of Five Islands. It will also include all of Antigua and Barbuda. Because one of the things that we're seeking to do is to diversify our country's economy. And one of the best ways to diversify the economy is to diversify into educational tourism. So when we start this new campus here, this university, we can attract visitors from throughout the Caribbean to come here to study, to get a first degree, or even an advanced degree. When they come here, they have to rent properties here, preferably in Five Islands. They have to rent cars. They have to purchase from the supermarkets. Come on. Lots of opportunities to be exploited. And I want to ask the people of Five Islands, and in particular, to seize the opportunities that will become available. Seize the opportunity for higher education. Seize the opportunity for better careers. Seize the opportunity for business opportunities, for entrepreneurship, for wealth creation. That is what we're doing as we seek to build an economic powerhouse in the Caribbean. And only how these opportunities could be achieved is if you continue to support the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. But what is also important is that you must ensure that you change your present representative and vote Comrade Londell Benjamin and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Already, even without any power, Comrade Londell Benjamin has shown the people of Five Islands and the people of rural West, generally speaking, that he has the capacity to deliver. So if you now empower him, and he now becomes an elected official, he can do exponentially more for you, the people of Five Islands and rural West in general. Now, the projects are not limited to public sector capital projects. There are several hotels being constructed in this community. Presently, the Sunwing Group, they are expanding and repairing the old Royal Antiguan Hotel. And that will start operations from November of this year. It will create about 700 new jobs. So, clearly the people of Five Islands will be given priority. I guarantee you that the Royal Antiguan, the new Royalton Hotel, should be able to absorb at least 200 to 300 employees from the village of Five Islands. So, the question is, do you want to give up that opportunity? But it doesn't stop there. There is a new Marriott Hotel being constructed at Yeptons. And the good news is, there is a third hotel that has been constructed by a group of local Antiguans on the Yeptons beach. So, Five Islands is the lick. And I ask the people of Five Islands to think rationally. Think about the 10 years under the UPP. You tell the people of this nation, or ask yourselves to that matter, if they brought a single investment to this community. You know what happened under the 10 years? Royal Antiguan was allowed to run down and lock down. On the Labour, on the Londell, we are now bringing Royal Antiguan back up, back into service, to provide jobs, to provide entrepreneurial opportunities, to ensure that we uplift the people of Five Islands, rural West, and Antiguans and Barbudans in general. People of Five Islands, the choice is a simple one. You can continue to support progress, to support development, or to support idle chatter and backwardness. Very simple choice. And I say to you, as a progressive people, that is in your interest and your children's interest to support Comrade Londell Benjamin. I ask you to support him. I ask you to support the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. I ask you to support development. I ask you to ensure that there is stability and continuity going forward. This country does not require any change at this point. To change the leadership of this country, to change the governance of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party would mean reverting to the status quo between 2004 and 2014. And let us not forget what they did to this country. Let us not forget that they put over 10,000 people out of work. It is the Labour Party today that is restoring those jobs. It is the Labour Party that is providing you the opportunity to own a home, to own a car, to own a business. That is what empowerment is about. But it's not only about physical wealth, earning physical assets. It's also about building your intellectual capacity as we seek to improve the competitive advantage of Antigua and Barbuda within the sub-region and beyond. Because ultimately, as a small nation, without mineral resources, we have to compete utilizing our intellect. And that is why we are spending all of these resources to improve our human capital in scholarships. Over $20 million annually in scholarships to Antiguans and Barbudans. We want you, the people of Five Islands, to capitalize on these opportunities. And in order for these opportunities to continue, you have to support Londell Benjamin and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. So again, vote Labour, vote Londell, vote Progress. Thank you very much, my dear people. Good night, and see you tomorrow night in All Saints East and St. Luke. Thank you very much. Them flop. Them flop.
Them UPP boys and ready yet. Them flap, them flap, them flap. 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 Them flap.
Thank you, comrades. That was our PM. Yes. Boy, I look at him just now. And he looks so young, 28 years, look possible. Comrades, I have an announcement. I was told to ask that we do not just drop our bottles and so around. There's some bins around so that we don't have a lot of cleaning up, tomorrow. Thank you very much. This crowd has been so electrifying tonight. But I have some young people in front here. They're going to start one band. But we're going to bring some calming influence to this place tonight. I've had the opportunity to work with your candidate in the private sector. He's a good man. Christian gentleman. Comrades and friends, tonight I am pleased to introduce to you the next representative for St. John's Rural West, Londell Benjamin.
Good night, comrades. Good night, Comrade GS. Good night, PM. I just want to say thanks to my good friend, Minister Green, and to my minister, Minister Marshall. I'm humbled tonight. You know, it has been a good thing to be here. You know, I got up and I decided to write a speech. And then I said, you know, should I not just speak from the heart? You know, and I looked at the whole thing and I just want to say thanks to the villagers of Five Islands. We spent the last 2 weeks down here, and they were very warm. It appears to be as though they saw the light. They saw the light. And I also want to say thanks to my branch and to my beloved wife. most of you would not know that she is the politician. I'm not the politician, really. And she's red, 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 even more redder than the birds. You know, but it is good to be here in Five Islands. And I, you know, looked at the whole affair. And I said, tonight I should really issue some retirement letters. And I want to issue a retirement letter to one Mr. Richard Kanai Lewis. Because I cannot believe that this man has a master's degree. And he could bluntly refuse to give us a university in Five Islands. You know, and I'm amazed. I'm amazed. And I said to myself, no wonder Baldwin had to retire him. Because he's a IT masters. And Baldwin put him in the Senate. And instead of making him a junior minister in his ministry, he went for the doctor, who had no experience whatsoever in IT, Dr. Eddie Mansour, and who made a complete mess of our IT system up to this day. And you know, I wondered, I said, maybe Baldwin knew something that we do not know. Was it that he is a bit wet behind the ears? Or is he just theory, full of theoretical ideas? Maybe. And so I want at this point in time, by the powers vested in me, to give Richard Kanai Lewis his retirement letter from politics. I also want at this time to issue retirement letter to Mr. Anthony Stewart. He was once issued his retirement letter by Mr. Spencer. And then he came back. He said he had the remedy to beat me. But that remedy did not come from the UPP. That remedy came from elsewhere to defeat me. He put him back in the Senate, and the Observer newspaper was very crude to him. For they wrote, and I quote, that Senator Stewart was kicked out of the upper chamber for the second time by Mr. Spencer. You know, so, again, by the powers vested in me, I wish to issue to Anthony Stewart his letter of retirement. So, by issuing those two letters, I now have beneath my belt 3 retirees. The first person to retire by me was none other than the former Prime Minister, Mr. Baldwin Spencer. I put him in retirement because for 29 years, he has no legacy in this constituency. We searched all over to try and find his legacy, and we cannot find any. And so, tonight I just want to give a special note of thanks to the Prime Minister, the Honorable Gaston Brown. Because when it comes to empowerment, if you want to see empowerment in this constituency, just take a walk to Denfields. We are going to build out there, and we have already begun, to build 144 houses, homes. Each one of those homes will put into the homeowner's equity $100,000. So before you move into that home, you're already $100,000 richer than the property itself. The man is a genius. So if you take one of those homes and pay $185,000, in truth and in fact, that house is valued at $285,000. So right there you have an extra $100,000 in equity that you can get a second charge and a third charge on that property. That is empowerment. That is empowerment. And then you have here the University of the West Indies campus. And for those of you who need to improve your educational standard, I urge you, you can book a class, you can book a seminar, you can book a full degree, do it. Because if I am, and when I become the representative, because up to now I'm not the representative, but when I become the representative of this area, I am going to need value to improve this constituency. Presently, I look around and I can hardly find anyone in this constituency earning $5,000 a month. And Mr. Spencer was Prime Minister for 10 years. And you supported him for 29 years. And he never held anybody by the bootstring and pulled them up. It's hand to mouth, according to my learned friend here. And that is the support that you have given all your life. You now have a new kid on the block. And I need your support. And I will fight for you because I know the value of money. I know the value of money. And you can do it because I have done it. Let me tell you, I'm from Grace Farm. And I saw my good friend here earlier, Wilbur Harrigan. We started about the same time. He was auditor, I was working in a private firm. And he saw my talent. And he took me to Liat. And I was, and I still believe I am, the first local accountant to work at Liat in the position of general accountant, financial accountant, and revenue accountant, along with being deputy general manager of finance. And my good friend Fredericks is here. He can testify to that. So you can do it. I have done it, you can do it. And I'm sorry that Minister Nicholas is not here tonight, because I wanted him to issue a letter of retirement to Harold Lovell as well. Because if you believe that Baldwin was bad, when he said 299, 999, 000.00, Lovell is worse than that. And I want all the students to come close. Because Lovell, when they came to power, they found a good friend. His name is Hugo Chavez. And he sent here to Antigua 26 tankers of fuel to a value of $350 million from 2005 to 2013. And they sold all of that to West Indies Oil. And do you know that at the end of that, they owed West Indies Oil $80 million? Student, work that arithmetic and tell me, is that possible? You sold $350 million worth of petrol, fuel, whatever, to a company. And you bought it back from the company and owed them $80 million in the end. And it is that same company that our Prime Minister the Honorable the Honorable Gaston Brown. Gaston Brown, he bought that company back for us. And that company is now giving us dividends of $8 to $9 million annually. That is leadership. There's absolutely no comparison between the leadership of the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party and the leadership of the United Progressive Party. No comparison whatsoever. None. Lovell boasts that he has consistent, he said, consistent economic growth. I don't know where he got that from. You have consistent economic growth and you still end up by IMF. IMF is the last resort of banking. When you cannot satisfy the requirements of other banks, you must end up at IMF. And our Prime Minister is taking the challenge to get us out of IMF and to put us on a 10% economic growth. So he has reversed the minus 27% left by Lovell to a growth of 10%. So he now has revenue that he can use for other uses. Revenue to support education. That is why he can issue all these scholarships. Revenue to build roads. Revenue for health care. That is the man. Lovell, and you heard it earlier from Minister Green, the governor of the bank, ECC, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. They fought for years with the problem of ABIB and could not find a solution. And our Prime Minister, the Honorable Gaston Brown, with all his skills, the man is skillful. The man is blessed. Not like Lovell. Lovell got his talent and he went and buried it. Gaston multiplied his talent. The man is gifted. And with the stroke of a pen, with the, what they call it, Frederick? What is it? The Depositors Protection Trust. That is all he did, the Depositors Protection Trust. To avoid a run on the bank, he said, look, all you depositors with more than 500,000 in this bank, you cannot touch it. I will pay you your interest, whether it's semi-annually or annually, but that money must stay there to keep the bank afloat. And he did. You heard tonight that the other man wanted to send ABIB down the tube. What do you think would have happened in the OECS? There would have been a run on all the banks. And people would be crying up to this day. There'll be no assets, no money, no room, nothing left for improvement. And so I just want to say tonight that I'm humbled by the confidence placed in me by my fellow ministers and colleagues. I want to wish you all a safe journey home. There are more things to talk about tonight, but it's already late, and I know some of you want to get home because it's a long journey from here to home. But let me tell you, the Antigua Labour Party is here to stay. The Antigua Labour Party is strong. The Antigua Labour Party can be stronger. And I want to tell you that this is the only time that the Antigua Labour Party is the government and Rural West is not on board. I urge you tonight to vote on the 21st. Get out early and vote Londell Benjamin. Londell Benjamin Londell Benjamin is the man to take you forward. Londell Benjamin all the way. Londell Benjamin on election day. Londell Benjamin for the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party. Labour! 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 Labour all the way. Thank you for coming, and see you tomorrow night at Mach 1, All Saints. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So good night, comrades. See you tomorrow night.